welcome back. There is so much sudden buzz right now in the auto world. I am truly sorry that we have to wait another 7 months for the North American International Auto Show. If we were headed to Kobo next month, we'd be doing it on the wings of stories about the electric Mustang SUV and the Cybertruck from Tesla. Why even your local movie theater is car-driven at the moment with so much attention on Ford versus Ferrari. Let's talk about it with John McElroy from Autoline Detroit, back with us again. Phoebe Wall-Howard, the auto writer for the Detroit Free Press, is with us this morning. Sam Abel-Samid is the principal analyst with Navigant, and Henry Payne, the auto writer for the Detroit News. Gang, thanks for being here. I want to start by throwing this meat on the table. John, the biggest development of the last 2 weeks, Mustang's entry into Ford's entry into electric cars with the Mustang SUV or the Cybertruck, which, depending on your point of view, was either a disastrous unveiling or the coolest thing in a long time.
Look, both huge, huge introductions. Very important for both. No question about it, though, Tesla got way more publicity out of it, partly because of those windows, supposedly bulletproof, that they were able to shatter. It was a good one for Ford, too, though. It got a lot of publicity as well.
Yeah.
Elon, I think they're now up to 250,000 deposits on their truck. My guess is Ford is not going to announce what their number is, because it's going to be so much smaller.
Phoebe, what did you think was the bigger of the two?
Absolutely, Tesla took the headline, and obviously Wall Street is, it's reflecting that. So Tesla shares are at $330, and Ford shares are at $9.09. So now is the time to invest if you believe in this product, because it's a good deal. The valuation, Tesla's $60 billion, Ford is at $36 billion. So the markets are watching this, but Tesla's really stealing the headlines. And of course, there was a challenge from a top executive at Ford.
Sam, you got a counter narrative for me?
Yeah, I think in terms of the importance to the companies, I think the Mustang Mach-E was more important to Ford because it really shows, for the first time, what's really been going on behind the scenes for the last 2.5 years since Jim Hackett took the top job at Ford. That there's really some activity going on over there. Certainly, the Cybertruck has the potential to be something really important as a product for Tesla. But I think Ford's move heavily into electrification is really being shown now. So.
And Henry, your thoughts? As a guy who drives a Tesla, I will point out, famously, you've written a lot about your experience with the Tesla.
Yeah, I mean, it's such an exciting time for the industry, I think, to have this startup out there outside of Detroit in a different culture in Silicon Valley, reimagining the automobile. I mean, it makes everybody rethink every segment. What's fascinating to me about both these reveals is they bookended the Los Angeles Auto Show. You had Ford come out at the start of the show and go right at the Tesla Model 3, Model Y franchise, which is the core of Tesla's business. Tesla ends the show by saying, okay, we'll one-up you. We're going right at the Ford F-150, which is your franchise. So it'll be great to see how these play out. I think ultimately the Tesla's, the Cybertruck's the bigger market because this is the biggest segment in the United States, the truck segment. If Tesla can conquer that, that's a look out.
It was fascinating watching the rollout in real time. It was happening during the 11 o'clock news, and we're trying to watch on phones and following the Twitter feed, and there was so much of it that looked like a disaster. You mentioned the windows. There were a lot of people that thought the whole thing was like a put-on. That really, and then they roll out this thing that, as I said, looks like a mashup between a truck and a DeLorean. I'm not sure everybody thought that everything was on the up and up, but then it turns out it is, and it's a polarizing thing. But I guess back to the only bad publicity is no publicity, huh?
Yeah, that's exactly right. But two things I'd like to point out. The Tesla truck, I believe, a lot of the styling is driven by trying to avoid tooling cost. It looks like you don't have to stamp these panels out at all. And if you do, you use far fewer die sets. That can save tens of millions of dollars. Also, it's stainless steel. You don't have to paint it. That saves another fortune. This is one of the ways I think that Elon was able to say the base truck being electric is only $39,000. Okay, that's the story on Tesla. On Ford, what I find amazing is Jim Hackett comes into the company. They find they're going to be doing, he finds they're working on a compliance EV. Essentially, they were going to take a Ford Escape, stuff it full of batteries, try to get the ZEV credits that they need from the government, call it a day. And Hackett was like, no, let's get a car out that people really want to buy and that we can make a profit on. So they tore up the program they were working on. They were a year into it, started all over again, and they're still going to hit their original timing date. So that tells me something very different is going on inside the Ford Motor Company.
Yeah, really interesting. I'm very excited about that vehicle, but it is interesting, Phoebe, the way that Tesla has changed, the way the other automaker, by bringing a set of eyes that wasn't locked into the old way of doing things and kind of turning it over to a bunch of Silicon Valley engineers. It kind of taught the old dog some new tricks.
Well, actually, it's also fair to point out that so many Detroit 3 engineers are flying back every single week, back and forth, back and forth. So they've got the energy here, they're going back and forth. Henry talked about it earlier. But this is a very real development, and the energy is here in Detroit. It's not just in Silicon Valley. But the other thing to point out, and it's curious, the Ford is a $500 deposit, and the Tesla is a $100
deposit. Yes.
So, you know, in terms of traction and response, that's a very different price point for some people.
That is interesting. Sam, what did you make of the whole Tesla pulling the F-150 in the video? Is that much ado about nothing?
It is. You know, I mean, those manufacturers do those kinds of stunts all the time. You know, we saw the Ford F-150 electric prototype pulling a 1 million pound train about a month or so ago. You know, it doesn't really mean much of anything, and especially in this case because we don't know what the real conditions of that test were. We don't, you know, first of all, it was a rear-wheel drive Ford versus a four-wheel drive Tesla. We don't know how much weight they had loaded in the back of that Tesla to give it extra traction. So I wouldn't put too much stock in anything related to that particular demo.
It was fun.
Oh yeah,
you know,
no, it got the kind of attention, and that's the thing that Elon is good at. He's a great showman. You know, not a great speaker, but a great showman, great at riling up his fan base.
And Ford took the bait.
Oh yeah,
started complaining about
at least
thing.
one Ford executive did.
Yeah, exactly.
But I think he probably got a quick call from PR saying, quiet, don't say anything else.
Yes. Henry, at the base problem, though, of all this, the naysayers will say, can't you get it through your head? People don't want to buy electric cars. Stop it.
That's going to be the hardest thing for both these companies to sell. I drive a Tesla Model 3 in part because I wanted to learn what it's like to live with an EV. I talked to a number of truckers this week about the Tesla Cybertruck, and I was surprised how many like it. They found it refreshing to see this different design in a cab box segment that we've seen for decades. But talk to them a little bit deeper, and you get concerns about towing capability. Towing is a huge drain on batteries. Climate, guys use these vehicles as their offices. They sit there and just idle for long periods of time. So a lot of questions that batteries need to answer in this segment.
Well, two other things that come up when you go to Somerset and Troy and you go to where the Teslas are on display, people will talk, Michigan people and visitors from the surrounding states will say they go to see the Tesla operations in California the way people go to Disneyland. They're actually taking their families to see that. And the other issue you have is how Tesla has changed the entire dialogue. Ford, Fiat Chrysler, General Motors, they will say we owe a gratitude to Elon Musk, absolutely, in terms of opening how people think, what's possible, what should we be talking about?
And Ford actually pretty much stole the Tesla playbook for the Mach-E. Everything that Tesla has done successfully, they applied that to when they switched the program for the Mach-E.
You can see it in just the screen structure.
Yeah, I mean the whole architecture of the vehicle.
We will get into the other crazier side of what's been going on in the auto industry. We're going to take a quick break. We come back, we'll talk about this lawsuit filed by General Motors against Chrysler. This is Flashpoint on the